Hi guys, in this video I want to build on what we did yesterday and look at some of the laws of logarithms. So these are laws that you can use to combine log functions. So let's just have a look at these, and I want you to write down a copy of these in your book because you'll need to refer to them. So if we've got two log functions, so we're adding log m and log n, m and n are just any numbers. They do have to be greater than 0 though. So if we're adding those two, then that's actually the same as taking the log of m multiplied by n. So if we're adding two logs, we can combine them that way. Similarly, if we're subtracting a log from another, so log m minus log n, that's the same as taking the log of m divided by n. Again, m and n have to be greater than 0 in this case. And then the final log law says that if you've got some value m, and we multiply it by log of b, so b is just some other number, then that's actually equal to the log of b raised to the power m. And in this case, b has to be greater than 0. But m can be negative in this case. So what this means is that when we've got log functions, we can sometimes play around with them to make them sort of simpler or show that they mean different things. So for example, if we had the log of 4 plus the log of 5, that's actually the same as the log of 4 multiplied by 5, or the log of 20. That's a really simple example. Another example might be if we had 2 multiplied by the log of 3 plus 3, and we want to combine that into one logarithm. Well, 2 log 3, according to our third law, is the same as the log of 3 squared, and then the 3 on its own, if you remember from last lesson, 3 is the log of 1000, because 10 to the power of 3 is 1000, so 3 is the log of 1000. Now that we've got that in two different logs, well, let's just simplify that 3 squared to log of 9 plus log of 1000. That's the same, according to the first log law, as the log of 9 times 1000, which is 9000. So that's one way that we can simplify them. I'll show you a couple more examples. So another example might be if you've got log of 8 divided by log of 4. From our second log law there, well, first of all, actually we could write the log of 8 as the log of 2 cubed, and the log of 4 as the log of 2 squared. From our third log law, we can bring this power out the front. So that's the same as 3 log 2 over 2 log 2. And now if we've got a log over a log, we subtract these two, but the other way of thinking about it is that the two of them just cancel out. So log of 2 and log of 2 are equal, so they cancel. And in this case, that actually just leaves us with 3 over 2. So that's really handy because we've gone from this starting point, which is something that's not that easy to evaluate, and by using the log laws, we can get it back to just an integer. So we don't actually need to use the log button on our calculator if we can use these laws sometimes. So that's one handy thing that we can do with it. The other types of questions that you might come across with this are if you have something like show that log of 1 over 9 equals negative 2 log 3. Remember, if you ever get a problem where it says show that, what they're doing is they're giving you the answer and you need to supply the working out. So what we normally do is we start with the left-hand side or the right-hand side, doesn't really matter, and then we try and get that left-hand side to equal the right-hand side. So in this case, let's start with the left-hand side, so the log of 1 over 9. Now remember, 1 over 9, if we have a look up here, what we're looking for is we're looking for a 3. So we're going to try and write 1 over 9 with a 3 in it. So one way of writing that is 1 over 3 squared. And another way of writing 1 over 3 squared is log of 3 to the power negative 2. And then based on our log law, we know that we can bring that power out the front. So that becomes negative 2 log 3, which is the right-hand side. So we can give ourselves a tick because we've shown what we were trying to show. As another example of that, we could say show that the log of 500 is equal to 3 minus log 2. So again, because we're talking about a problem that says show that, we've been given the answer and we need to supply the working out. So I'm going to start with the left-hand side again. Log of 500. Since over here we've got a log of 2, which is a whole number, what we can think about is, well, maybe let's try and turn 500 into something involving a power of 10, because we know that powers of 10 give us whole numbers for logs. So let's see what we can do there. So in this case, 500, you can write that as 1,000 divided by 2. And that's kind of nice because if we look at our second log law, we can rewrite this as log of 1,000 minus log of 2. So because we've got a number divided by another number, we can split that into log minus log. And log of 1,000, we know that that's 3. And that actually gets us to where we wanted to be. So sorry, I made a slight mistake there. I said that because 2 was a whole number, we're going to look for whole numbers, but it's actually the 3. The 3 is the clue that we need to rewrite 500 as some power of 10. So the 3 indicates let's look for the log of 1,000 because the log of 1,000 is 3. So when we're doing this, we're going to look for the log of 1,000 to come out of this somehow. Okay, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.